Hello everybody and welcome back to our Seleucid Satrap campaign, where the goal is to see if we can uncover the secret to Rome Total War Protectorates. And we are advanced quite a bit from the previous episode. This is only episode 2, and now what I've done is just sort of skipped over the hump of the initial game, as it were. I've gone ahead and played through the war with Egypt, and now we've basically got them on the ropes. So just a quick summary of that. After taking Sidon, I basically took my main army down, completely skipped Jerusalem, and went right for Memphis like I usually do when I'm fighting Egypt. Of course, you want to get Memphis very early because of the Great Pyramid, which is going to help out with public order in the area. And then you can pretty quickly take Alexandria and Thebes. Siwa has rebelled. Okay, good to know. I think Numidia did have that, but they lost it, so that's kind of nice. But in any case, we basically kicked Egypt out of Egypt, and they had expanded into Petra and Bostra, so we came back, took Jerusalem, and then we basically controlled all the coast, took Petra, and then bottled them up in Bostra and Salami, the island. Now, I do want this. If not now, then later. But what I want to do is see if we can get Egypt as a protectorate right now. So they've only had one turn left on the siege. I want to go ahead and see if they're interested in this, and I'm just going to offer them all of my money and just see what they say. It may not work. No. So what we have to do is we go ahead and put this under siege again, and we'll just build a bunch of rams. Now, I want to bottle up Egypt here, not here. So I do want Salamis, or Salami, however you pronounce it. I do want this place to fall, because I'm going to get this and develop this for the trade income. My experience suggests that usually a faction is going to be susceptible to agreeing to a protectorate status once you have them down to just a couple of provinces, and they have to be pretty outmatched in terms of how many units they have in the city itself. So this is a fairly large garrison. It's not particularly good, but this is fairly large as well. So I think we'll just wait out these sieges, probably auto-resolve them, and then we'll see how we're going from there. Let's take a look on the other side of the realm, where we do have Parthia bottled up here. We basically fought a few battles. We took Susa from them very early, and then marched up here to basically besiege them in their capital. They have not done a lot since then. They certainly haven't been much trouble to us. We do have agents, though, heading up here, because this is the place that I'm worried about. They have a family member, and only a family member, in Campus Sakai. Now, I may be able to bribe him, but what I want to do, again, if I want to get protectorates, is I want to have basically every city that they own under siege. And that means I either need to take this city, make it rebel, assault it myself, or bribe it. And that, I'm not sure if that's going to be an option given my funds currently. I am making a good amount of money, but it has not yet got me over 100,000, which is where I kind of want to be. In terms of other factions, you'll notice we're still allied with Armenia, and this is way after the first episode. They basically gave us an ultimatum, I think, in episode 1, where they said, ally with us or we will attack, accept or we will attack. And I said, sure. And they have actually held up to that end of the bargain. They are at war with Parthia as well. And earlier, they were besieging Parthia here. I did not want that to happen, so as soon as they failed to take the city, I moved my own army up, because I don't want them to wipe out the faction or take Arsacia for themselves. I don't want Armenia to get it. Once the war ends between Parthia and Armenia, they're probably going to attack me. So I want to kind of keep the war going, but on my own terms, and that's why I'm over there. But I'm thinking possibly about getting an army together that I can bring up to, or at least a family member that I can bring up to do some damage up here and just get that city. And I don't need to hold it, I just need to get the Parthians out of it. So I'll be thinking about that. Now, otherwise, we are at war with the Greeks. They attacked us, betrayed us, in fact. And so they've got some fairly large armies in the area. We did get around to taking Halicarnassus, and so we're building a port here now. It's going to help even further with income. I'd like to get Rhodes, but I'm not in a hurry to take Pergamum. That's not high on my priority list, because I imagine that the Greeks are going to be down to basically this and Rhodes fairly soon. They do still have Sparta. They do not have Thapsus, but they do have Athens. So they have these two settlements and these two settlements, and that's it. Crete is still rebel. So again, the goal is to get them down to a protectorate status. Now, if I thought I could do that by taking Pergamon and then swiftly moving an army over to maybe take Athens for myself or put these settlements both under siege, then I would. But I'm a little concerned about Pontus, who is showing some interest in putting its men on my territory. So with all of that done, I think we're good to end the turn here and see what happens. Okay, so we're being attacked. Now, the trick here is if they all get eliminated, then I take the city and the faction is kind of done for. Well, their faction leader, I guess their heir is up in the city, far to the north, Campus Sakai. So I guess we'll just have to see what we can do here. Our army's not particularly great. Well, what I could do is this. I could just auto-calc it. So yeah, let's do that. That's a clear victory. That doesn't eliminate the family members usually. Again, we're skipping a lot of the battle stuff because that's not really the purpose of this particular Let's Play. But the other thing we have to do is kind of eliminate these small stacks that are around. So I think what I'll do to that end is move away this army. Eliminate them. And we got a man of the hour out of it. Oh, well, that's just great. Okay, we didn't actually eliminate that stack, which is a little annoying, but this guy's 20 years old, got 4 command. Yes, please. Okay, that's good to have another family member up here. Alright, so what he'll do is now besiege. And you can attack this army, you'll lift the siege, and maybe I can eliminate this stack now? No, that's annoying. Alright, so we may have to actually fight a battle, which is not really what I want to do. But actually, at this point, we could bribe them if I had a diplomat in the area. So let's get somebody up there. Now, we did a lot of building, and Julii is the strongest faction, which is a little upsetting. And Tarsus grows, so we can improve that. Yeah, so we're making like 9,000, close to 10,000 a turn. And there is a larger army of Pontus here. So, this Greek army I would love to just get rid of. But what I can do now is build a boat and a diplomat. Kind of reverse the order of those things, I guess. And then we'll have the ability to bribe this stack, and the militia hoplites will join my army, I would say. The militia cav as well. That's probably going to be really expensive, but again, we're making so much money that I could do that, take roads, and then still be looking pretty good. Alright, what are you doing, Pontus? Pontus is, I don't know if they're at war with anybody right now. They are at war with the Greeks. But if you're at war with the Greeks, go fight the Greeks. If Pontus looks like they are going to take Pergamum, then I will actually probably come in on the side of the Greeks to protect it. Because I don't want the faction to be eliminated. Alright, so they've trained a unit since then, and we can't bribe, but maybe we can ask to become Protectorate, and I'll just offer a ton of money. And maybe I'll offer Susa as well. Give region. There it is. Alright, so they're going to say no to that. And again, I think the factor is they're not threatened at all up here. We don't have any armed forces here, and they do still have an army that's out in the field, which is something we're going to have to deal with just to get rid of that. So, are we at a point where we can... I don't think we can auto-resolve this because they've got a family member in there, or 2. And although their army is not good, it's enough. It's enough Certainly on the autocalc, thanks to the chariots. Although that's not looking so bad. But let's just keep it under siege. If the siege just ends up leading to the city falling completely, then that is a-okay. So we got a lot of money to play with, but I really only want to spend stuff that's going to be big bang for the buck. Go up to normal taxes there. Not too worried about any of this stuff. Thebes, Jerusalem. It's going to be almost 200, so let's go with that. And I continue to be shocked that Hatra has not just been surprise attacked by Armenia yet. They've still got large-ish armies around their homelands, so hopefully that will remain. I'm just going to go ahead for walls there. I've been kind of looking for Pontus in the fog of war. They did have an army that they were sending over here earlier. Let's go ahead and train another diplomat. Yeah, and I think that's probably what we're going to stop at. Well, maybe Sardis has something that we can build. Okay, now is probably the time for this mining. And anything cheap here? I guess we can go with roads and call that a turn. Let's get our army right within range. I don't know if this matters, but now we've got basically 2 full stacks right on their territory. Okay, so they're sallying out. Let's auto-calc this. We win. Okay, shoot. So we took the city. Alright, let's exterminate the populace because public order is really bad there. But now, yeah, see Armenia. I'm a little worried about this now. Okay. Tell you what, let's combine some troops together. Put all these guys in the city. And we do have a diplomat up by the now capital of Parthia. They're probably going to be very interested in peace at this point. And I'm not necessarily. But let's just see if they have anything to say. Map information? No, that's too generous. Okay. Let's just keep our spy in the area. So, the war with Parthia is essentially over at this point. I could get some units together up here and try to force them into a protectorate that way. However, they've got a bunch of units on this boat. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get a navy going. They've actually got some infrastructure here that we can make use of. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll have to keep an eye on Parthia, or Armenia rather. But we might have a couple of turns before they realize what's happened, in which we could throw together an army and send it into the north. We're up to 70,000, and if I just wait a couple of turns and not build anything, we'll be up to 100,000. Okay, so there's 2 turns for this. I would like to find an Egyptian diplomat somewhere out in the world, but I don't know that I'm going to. Because if I found one... I could potentially ask about Protectorate stuff without having to lift sieges. Let's get another one of these guys just to keep public order going in the right direction. And yeah, let's hold off. Seleucia did grow, so we'll go ahead and build that. Otherwise, everything is pretty well engaged. We'll go for a trader there, and then I think call it good. Alright, Armenia's still not showing up, and I am fine with that. Alright, so we've got one boat. We are going to want another one. Okay, now their army is outside. Okay, there's their faction heir. So Antioch expands. Okay. Let's try this. Become Protectorate. Give region Susa and Arsacia. As well as our entire treasury. And we're just seeing if this is going to work. No. We have to have somebody up here. So that's what's going on. Let's take a closer look at this army. But again, I think, yeah, it's pretty basic stuff. Not even that many horse archers. Although they do have certainly the ability to train a bunch and the population to do so up there. But I think I'm going to not worry so much about Arsacia. Once I get the boats built, we're just going to head straight up there. And I think pirates probably eliminated their ships, so it's lucky that they got their army out. So we're just going to go across here and hope that the pirate ship does not attack us en route. And actually, since we're no longer fighting their... we're no longer considering fighting their ships, we may as well just get our army out. Put a single unit in there. And I think the rest, we'll not worry about it. We're going to have the room in our army to get some probably horse archer mercenaries up there. Okay, so let's go take a look at what's going on here. Damascus, we'll go for another level of shrine. Antioch we want to build up. And we can go for higher taxes there. Now, both of these settlements are going to fall in a single turn if I don't do anything. And they'll probably sally out and try to fight. But let's lift the siege and let's try again. Become Protectorate. Make single payment of all of our money, and that's not going to work. But that's alright, that's going to reset the siege. And then we'll just let this one fall. Alright, Pontus has moved on. Yeah, they moved on to our settlement. Okay, so we're going to be at war with them pretty soon, it looks like. Maybe they're just going for their fleet, their navy. Let's train another unit of pikes. We do have some more units we could train. If we need them, we will. If Pontus attacks us, fine. We've got the funds and the forces to move around for sure. Okay, so that was a sally. It's a draw, but we're going to take the city anyway. This looks like a low population, so we'll just occupy here. And now we've got Egypt down to a single town. Alright, I'm not seeing the pirate ship, so this could be... okay, that's a single... That's probably a full unit. Okay, and we can't quite attack. Okay, 25. Yeah, there's nobody in there. They're not upgraded, so... Alright, that's lucky. We didn't wipe out the ship, but we'll go ahead and train another boat just in case. And, you know, we could get hit by pirates and lose that army, which would obviously not be good. Let's see if... I guess we could probably get a ceasefire out of them and a bunch of money. But I don't think I want to do that at this point. Alright, Jerusalem's turn to upgrade. Alright, 3 more turns left for Bostra. So what we're just going to keep doing is this. Now we might have better chances now that they're down to just a single city, but we might not. And we're going to offer them all of our money. 70,000 wasn't enough. We'll see if 80,000 is this time. Nope. It might take a lot more. So we're just going to keep them under siege. Again, that's only 4 turns. But the other thing is that we're slowly decreasing this army in terms of men. So it's going to be less strong and maybe, as a result, feel less secure. Let's probably go for roads here. Paved roads. And here we'll go for, I think, we probably want the temple first, and then we'll get going on the ships. Still leaves us 5,000 in the bank, and Salome is close to upgrading. So another turn or so, we will be able to upgrade that. Now, it looks like Pontus is going for roads. Good for them. Good for them. Well, I'm next in line, buddy, so if you can't take it, I will be attempting the same thing. Hopefully they at least wear down the Greek army there. Let's hold off on building this turn. I don't think we need to. But yeah, Armenia is being uncharacteristically nice to me. And yeah, let's see if we get hit by pirates. Okay, we did not. So, bring our spy around. I want to see how far we can get with the boat. Okay, there they are. Let's just get off right there, and now we can start bringing this army north. It's probably going to be an annoying journey because of the, yeah, just the level of terrain, I guess. I don't know where that Parthian ship is, but I'd love to wipe it out. Numidian agent Salome and Susa. Alright, so there we go here. We're going to get going on a port there as quickly as we can. And Susa has also grown. We got plague in Alexandria. Well, that's fine. Nobody's in there. We'll have to lower the taxes, though, and we'll do the same here. Let's see. We don't have the ability to train spies anywhere. So actually we do need to work on that. Let's get going on a market. Alright, so 6,000. Next turn. We're going to wait until this goes down to 1 turn remaining, and then we're just going to come back and ask. Maybe by that point we'll have 90,000 or around that. I'm going to leave Arsacia. If Armenia goes for it, fine. I'll come back down with this army and my other stuff, and I'm not too concerned. Alright, so... Okay, that's good. I don't know if they got eliminated. They may have. That may have been it for Parthia's navy. I just want to use my boats just for the visuals here. It's going to take a long time to get north. Okay. So Seleucia, we can now build our next level of stuff, and that could include cavalry stables. That might be a good option. Let's go with a market, though, for now. That's going to, you know, boost a little bit of trade. We do have a lot of rebels in the area, though. But no, that'll allow us a spy. It'll be good in the long run. Alright, and we will gradually be able to raise the taxes here because the plague is actually going to help in a way with public order because it's going to reduce our population. Alright, so now we're running into problems here. As soon as we get this upgraded, we're going to have to focus on public order buildings. Alright, so this is fine, and here, we'll go with that. Alright, still 4,000. But Sidon is running into trouble, so let's go with that. And I don't know what happened to that Pontic navy. They may have just been destroyed by the Greek boats. Not sure. But we do have a diplomat here. And we can get him on Greek territory. Let's just see what these guys would cost. I'd get 8 units, and that's going to cost me 12,000. Well, let's wait, because that's actually a great deal, and I would love to take advantage of that. But I want to wait for a couple of turns to see again if we can get Egypt to submit, and to see what's going on with Parthia eventually. Okay, there's their army. So we may have an interesting battle in the middle of friggin' nowhere out here. I am going to go with some horse archer mercenaries, and we may as well combine some of these units together. I guess that's that. Anything else? We could grab another couple. Sure. Alright, so Antioch and Salome, we can start building stuff. Let's go with port here, and that should help quite a bit. That just gives us 800 by itself. And we can raise the taxes here. And Antioch, we can go up. No, actually we can't. So we'll go with some public order things. Try to outpace the squalor, I guess. Everything else looking good. We should be over 100,000 next turn. But let's see. Had a change of heart yet, Egypt?
Can I be of service? I shall speak with them at once.
This is 95,000. This is 10,000 more than we offered you last time. And here we go. So our first protectorate is Egypt. So military access received, military access given, trade rights granted, and protector. We have it. Now, we also have no money. However, what often happens is, in the following turn, you get some extra cash back from the AI. So we'll see how that works. Now, the other thing we have to watch out for is what Egypt's diplomatic situation is vis-a-vis other factions. And so this could have been actually a huge mistake, because they're allied with Pontus, they're allied with Parthia. Now, my experience shows that if you are attacked by those other factions, the AI will not honor the peace with you. They will keep the peace, keep the alliance with the attacker. And so if you are attacked, like I'm very likely to be in this next turn by Parthia, probably Egypt will drop its protectorate with me. Similarly, if I'm attacked by Pontus, Egypt will drop its protectorate with me. So I have to be the attacker in both of those scenarios. That means all of a sudden my incentive to attack Greece is a bit lower, and I want to kind of attack Parthia right away to forestall that betrayal. So I think I want to move this army up towards Ankara, and I want to figure out a way to get to war with Parthia as soon as I can. Now, let's see if they have any boats left. That's the rebel fleet. I think that fleet that we fought earlier was destroyed. So I think what we got to do is see if we have the movement points, and I think we do, just to hit them with this army, and we'll just withdraw. So now we're at war, and we still have our protectorate. And how are they still? Oh no, we got to attack it. We got to just auto-calc it. Okay, so we were defeated. War, alliance in tatters. We still have our protectorate, but Egypt is no longer allied with Parthia. So that was essential. We lost our general, and obviously if I could have moved the entire army up and done that, I would have. That would be better. But this needed to happen, because otherwise Parthia would have or could have attacked us. And then what most likely would have happened is that Egypt would have dropped its protectorate with me. So currently we're still allied. They're still my protectorate, and that's all to the good. Okay. Now what I want to do is make the same thing happen with Pontus, so that Egypt and Pontus will no longer be allied. And you kind of have to, that's how you have to babysit your protectorates. I know that people have reported for the past 15 years that the game has existed, that protectorates will backstab you, and that has never been my experience. All the protectorates I've had have been extremely docile neighbors. They've been just perfectly fine. Their AI basically switches off, and they just sit around and build and don't do anything, and they contribute money to your coffers. They never backstab you, but what they can do is decide to pick another faction over you if they're allied to another faction and you go to war with that other faction. And usually, if you are the one who gets attacked, that's when your protectorate will go with their other ally. If you are doing the attacking, usually the protectorate stays with you, like we just saw. So I think, since I can't build anything, I can't train anything, I think we got to hit end turn and see what happens in terms of our economy, in terms of everything else, and look at our funds. 87,094. So that's not quite what we had at the end of the last turn. We had like 95,000, but it's a damn close thing, isn't it? So basically, you get the extra money that the faction had. And since basically we gave them, almost 100,000 gold, they had almost 100,000 gold in the bank that they could just turn around and give to us. They probably had to pay some of it off as upkeep for their units that were in the city. So that is our first protectorate. Now, this is going to be a pretty silly battle against Parthia, so I'm going to go ahead and fight that off screen, folks. We'll call it an episode here. But I'm very happy to get a first protectorate in the run out of Egypt, and now we can use them for all sorts of fun potential things. We can gift them regions so that we can have them serve as a buffer between us and other factions. I'm thinking, for example, that if I can give them this rebel province of Siwa, which is right to the west of their starting position, that this will be basically a way for me to never have to worry about Carthage, about Numidia, or about the Scipii potentially coming and declaring war on me here. If Egypt is here, then I've got basically a free buffer state, and they can be kind of the canary in the coal mine to see if anything bad is going to happen with the other Romans or other big factions. So, first protectorate of the run, we're off to a pretty decent start. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll stick around for the next episode. Until then, take care.